was almost changing a part of me. Because for 18 years, I walked with tight muscles, with my knees bent, with bad posture, crisscrossing my legs, my feet turned in. That's how I was. That's how I walked. And that's all I knew. So when all of a sudden I had all this flexibility and all this range of motion, my brain was completely shot. I didn't know how to walk. I didn't even know what to do. It was totally new for me, and I had to relearn at 18 years old how to walk. Eyeliner impairment. I'm here to share with you a very special day. Today is September 29th, which means it's my surger-versary. I cannot believe it has been 8 years since I got my surgery. It has been one heck of a ride, and I want to share it all with you. I want to tell you about my surgery. I want to tell you about the aftermath. I want to explain my surgery. I want to get down to the nitty-gritty with you guys. So I say let's get right into this video, and be sure to give this a big thumbs up. Now let's go. So the surgery that I got is called selective percutaneous myofascial lengthening. It goes by PERCs, it goes by SPML, it goes by percutaneous lengthening. It's a different type of lengthening surgery, one that I feel like isn't so common, but I have to say that I absolutely love this surgery, and I thought it was a great fit for me. One thing that I learned is this surgery is very complex to explain. It's not the easiest surgery to explain. There's just a lot of detail into it. So instead of me explaining it, I decided to just pull up Google and let Google tell us. So Google says SPML, selective percutaneous myofascial lengthening, refers to an outpatient surgery under a general anesthesia for a treatment of tight tendons that are found in children with cerebral palsy. The word percutaneous in SPML means using very small skin incisions, 2 to 3 millimeters in length, so that there is no stitches needed. The SPML procedure involves releasing tight bands of tendons. This is done where the muscle and tendon overlap. These areas of overlap are areas where the tendon starts to blend into a muscle. The tendon spreads out and is thinner at this location. This is called myofascia. Where the myofascia is cut, the muscle underneath it can easily be stretched and lengthened. So basically what Google is telling us is when the tendon and the muscle overlap, they kind of join together and causes tightness. So when they go in there and make the incisions right in there, the percutaneous incisions, because they're very small, it's able to loosen up. And the selective part is where your doctor thinks it's necessary. And that's the lengthening surgery. It's simple, it's easy, it's amazing. One thing about my surgeon is he's only one of 2 who do this procedure in the United States. One in New Jersey, one in Texas, that's it. I researched on Google to see if anyone else has done it, and still only those 2 people do it to my knowledge. So how exactly did selective percutaneous myofascial lengthening come into my life? Well, we were sitting at therapy one time, and my mom's friend was thinking about doing it for her son. And my mom was listening to it, thought it sounded amazing, so her friend gave her the number. My mom and I talked about it the whole car ride home, and we decided, let's go, let's make an appointment. What do we got to lose? All we have to do is go to a doctor's appointment and hear what he has to say. So we did. We booked a doctor's appointment, and I was so nervous walking into it. I don't know why, because it wasn't like I was getting surgery that day. As soon as you walked in, you saw this big map of the world with all thumbtacks and all the places that he did surgery. And there were so many thumbtacks. I automatically felt just a sense of calm come over my body, because I was like, all right, I'm in good hands. I'm in the right place. If there's all these thumbtacks across the world that he did surgery in, he has to be something special. So I felt so blessed to be there at that point, and I started to get super excited. My nerves started to go away. When I first met my surgeon, he was so sweet, so nice, and honestly, he's so brilliant. Like, he is so super smart, it's insane. He asked me to walk, but when I was walking, he almost looks at you like you're a machine. He almost looks at you like your body's a machine. So I felt like he was thinking, like, if I loosen her hip 60 degrees, then her leg is gonna move 90, like things like that. Like, he was looking at me like I wasn't like he was looking at me like every inch of my body, thinking like, if I loosen this, it will help her leg go this way. And it was just, the way of his thinking is so brilliant and so smart, and it's just, it was amazing. And I felt so comfortable, so confident. Now, when I go into doctor's office, I do not feel comfortable and I do not feel confident with any doctor. I just don't like them. But he made me feel really good, really confident, and we talked about the surgery. He explained it to me. He explained it to me a way that I would understand a little bit better too, which was great. And I was still a little apprehensive about doing the surgery. I was very uneasy. I'd never gotten surgery done before. I was nervous that I would have a bad outcome. I was nervous about all the facts of the surgery. So he asked me if I wanted to do surgery, and I said yes. He said, when do you want to book it? I said, I guess right now, and they explained to me that there was going to be a waiting list because there's a lot of people who want to get the surgery done by him. I remember walking over to the front desk thinking to myself, like, I need a sign that I'm going in the right direction. I need a sign that this is where I'm supposed to be in my life. This is the road that I'm supposed to be taking. So they said that they had an opening, and it was September 29th. And immediately I knew that I was headed on the right path that I needed to be. For those of you who don't know, September 29th is my papa's birthday, who passed a few years back prior to my surgery. And I knew that as soon as I said September 29th, that was the right path I needed to be on. I was good, that was the sign that I needed, and I was so happy. And I know a few months flew by, and it was September 29th, and I was super excited. That whole night I barely slept. Not even because I was nervous, more because I was anxious. My mom did all the worrying for me. You guys all met my mom, you know she's a worrier. So I was excited, my mom was worried. I think my dad was just playing it cool. He was just trying to be calm for everyone. But the first part of my surgery was my hip abductors and my hamstrings. And as soon as I got in there, I got hooked up, I got all ready for surgery, they wheeled me in, and I was back in 45 minutes. That's it, just 45 minutes. But I felt no pain, I was fine. I was definitely on a ton of pain medicine. But after 2 hours, I think I was there, we had to drive all the way back to our home. And that was a little bit of the painful part, because I got my hip abductors done and my hamstrings, I had to keep my legs straight out in these braces that kind of just kept your legs like this. I have spastic diplegia, cerebral palsy, so I got both my legs done. So I had my legs both out like this, and it was very painful to sit. So my dad had a Jeep at the time, so we had to like get me up from the wheelchair and like get me in and slide, and I had to kind of sit with my legs across the whole back seat. And I think I cried for most of that car ride home. It was definitely painful. Every little bump that my dad hit, every stop that he made, I felt it in my hips and my hamstrings. It wasn't a fun car ride. But I got home, I slept it off. I think within 3 days I took a walk along the beach, and it was great. I walked a mile the first time, and it was fantastic. It was really, truly great. My dad took a picture of me walking along the boardwalk by the beach, and you see that in the picture, it's mid-walk, and you see that my leg is kicked out, my toes are up, and my heel is going down. I'm doing the complete right motion. I looked taller, I had great posture, and it was amazing. It didn't even look like me. It was so crazy. I mean, I'll insert that picture somewhere over here if I can find it, but it's truly amazing because it was so short after surgery. And yet I was doing so well. And then I think a week after my surgery, probably another few days from that point, I actually walked along the beach, which I always struggled with. And I just kept walking as much as I can, just like the doctor recommended. We would find different spots so I didn't get sick of it, and different terrains I was walking in, just to kind of like, different terrains I was walking in, like either was gravel, sand, dirt, blacktop, anything. I was just trying to do my best and walk everywhere that I possibly could. And it was so amazing because it was so good. Like within the first week, it was so good and so different. The second part of my surgery I had to go back for, and I got my heel cords. Done by SPML. And again, another great surgery, really quick, 45 minutes, in, out, It was easy, so simple. That surgery I had two walking casts on my feet, which actually I wound up walking through one side of the cast, so I had to put duct tape on it to make sure it would last up to the amount of time that I had to have the 2 casts on. For my heel cords, definitely was a faster recovery than my hips and my hamstrings. It was much easier. I don't remember a lot of pain at all with that. It was just quick and simple. It was easy, but again, it made such a difference in my life. Truly recommend this surgery to anyone. Like, I think it is amazing. I think it was my miracle in my life that I needed. It made me so loose and so flexible and so strong and confident, and the list goes on because it made me feel so powerful, and still does make me feel so powerful and so good about myself too. But one thing that I do have to say is I regret getting it done so late in my life. Even though I was 18 years old, I still walked with tight muscles for 18 years of my life. So with walking like that for 18 years in your life, it becomes a habit in your head, and that's the way your brain knows how to walk. What a lot of people don't realize or think, because I know I didn't even think about this when I was 18, is cerebral palsy is in your head. It is a brain injury. So with that being said, you can be as loose, as flexible as you want. You can give me new legs if you want to, but I'm still going to walk with CP, because CP is actually in your brain, and you have to retrain your brain to walk the way you want it to walk. So after my surgeries, I had to retrain my brain to walk with now looser legs, a heel-toe motion, not keeping my knees bent, and also with better posture. So with all that being said, it was so much to deal with. I felt like I was almost changing a part of me, because for 18 years I walked with tight muscles, with my knees bent, with bad posture, crisscrossing my legs, my feet turned in. That's how I was. That's how I walked. And that's all I knew. So when all of a sudden I had all this flexibility and all this range of motion, my brain was completely shot. I didn't know how to walk. I didn't even know what to do. It was totally new for me, and I had to relearn at 18 years old how to walk. So now it's 8 years after my surgery, and I'm still just as flexible as I was 8 years ago. I mean, it's like nothing changed. Like, I feel like I almost just got the surgery. I never tightened up. I still feel great, and it was one of the best decisions I have. Don't get me wrong, I still have my tight days, but that just means I have to stretch a little bit more that day. So I do stretch twice a day, and I try not to miss a day, but I'm only human, so I definitely miss a day here and there, and that definitely interferes with how loose I am. It definitely changed my life, and it changed my life for the best. And I am so grateful and thankful that I did this surgery, and I'm so happy. I'm sorry for my dog barking in the background, but be sure to give this a big thumbs up, and while you're at it, subscribe, because the buttons are like right there, so you might as well do it. Be sure to share this video, subscribe, like, and follow me on all my social medias, and also, what kind of videos you'd like to see next. Hope you have a great day. Bye.